There is like such a delay between this and when it gets on the internet. It was like watching a video. How is everyone on this fabulous Monday? Is everyone living their best lives? We're going to stay live until my man comes home, because then it's just too crazy and chaosy. Well, I want to hear, Summer. What's going on? Rhonda, you're feeling so cute today. Love it. Well, thank you so much. Your hair is heaven. Thank you so much. That was very nice. See what happens when you wash it? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. What's up, Babs? What's up, Helen? Hi, Renee. Hi, Joy. Is it Lagertha? Lagertha? Hello? JJ. I'm in New Zealand, so it's Tuesday morning. You're in the future. Just saying. Look, time's an illusion. Well, I can't wait to hear, Summer. I cannot wait to hear. Oh, we better put this on. Hold on. Let me get this. Give me a minute here. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Wait, let me make this bigger. Hi, Kim. I sent an email. I lost my cat and been struggling with things. Oh, Salty, I'm so sorry to hear about your cat. That is never fun. That is the worst feeling. I'm very, very sorry. You got to give yourself some time, Salty. You know, don't even label it that you've been struggling. You need a break to recollect yourself, to grieve, and you got to give yourself, all the time that you need. That's the worst. It's just the worst. I'm so sorry. And none of us, truthfully, no one really knows what happens when we pass. But I will tell you, I've said this before, I don't think that we really lose the person or our fur baby. I believe, that energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. So I believe your kitty's still with you. You lost faith in yourself. It's been hard lately. You can't lose faith in yourself. You can't. No one, absolutely no one can tell you officially, unequivocally, the why we're here, as far as did we know ahead of time? Do we know really when we're supposed to pass? Not to mention the infinite realities. But that subject of death, no one can say it, because the only way to know the truth is to experience it. Now, you notice with people with near-death experiences, they all tend to have a similar, not exact, it's not always exact, but a very similar experience, that there is something more, right? So you cannot beat yourself up for anybody passing, including your fur babies. You can't. You can't. I understand in this manifestation community, And, just by reading all the greats, all the mystics, that we can heal and help others. But no one knows if we made a decision before we came here, in what reality, and what maybe we already chose our time. No one can answer that with, complete 100% facts. No one can. So you should not beat yourself up for that. I wouldn't. Got to be easier on yourself, Salty. But I really am sorry. That is just, to be honest, I don't even like talking about that, because I immediately think of my girl, my poop. It's just, I just dread it. And I know better, because I know about manifestation. You know about manifestation. We all do. I don't like to think about those things. Don't beat yourself up for something like that. Whoa. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay. Angela, thank you very much. My manifestation with original SP is full blown here. The last few weeks have been unreal. 3P is gone. He wants me, our family back. Oh, Angela, I am so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. I can't clap hard enough. Well done, Angela. Well done. Congratulations. God, that is so wonderful. Today is Success Story Monday. That's all I'm going to say. Because they've been coming in today. They're like, it's on a roll. I'm so happy for you. There's something in the air today, guys. It's called our brilliant conscious awareness, mixed with some conviction. Angela, I'm so nosy. I want all the details. But I'm very happy for you. And I believe you that it feels unreal. I believe you. It's exactly how I felt when mine came in. And you know what? You're going to have more of those moments. Because there's even moments now that I have to stop and think, how did I get here? How did I get here? It's amazing. I'm so incredibly happy for you. It's unreal, Kim. My internet keeps going out so hard for me to respond in the moment. That's all right. You can send me an email, give me all the details. We'll do a success story video, Angela. I could do a Zoom interview with you if you'd like. But if you don't want to do that, send me an email. Tell me what I can say and what I can't. Keep what you want anonymous, and we'll do a success story. But at the same time, it's like I always knew it would happen. Mic drop. It's amazing. You know what? I love that you just said that, because when I was going through, I will have to say, just keeping it real. When I was going through my own relationship journey, and in the moments that I was not happy, that underlying knowing that it was going to be okay was always, this is going to sound weird, was always silently there. So Angela, I do know what you're talking about. But at the same time, I will say that fearful thoughts were louder. But that, for me, that still soft voice was still there. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I believe it is simply because of our conditioning, that when we are really afraid of something and you have no evidence in your 3D to make that fear go away, you have nothing in the 3D to really hang on to say, yeah, I don't have to be afraid of this. Yeah, I'm going to get what I want. So in the moments where the fear is loud, you're having the doubts, there's nothing in 3D, so you think, that says otherwise. I think it's simply because of our conditioning that we tend to think, well, it's not officially here, so I don't feel like I can be comfortable in believing that it's going to be. I don't feel like I can hang on to that. What if I'm wrong? What if this doesn't happen? Blah, 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 blah. All the what ifs we get. And it's simply because we have just all been conditioned, I think, to trust that fear, which is so bullshit. But we trust that fear. And what's fear doing? Think about it. All right, you find conscious manifestation. The idea is, I'm summarizing, obviously. The idea is for you to put your focus on the state of consciousness or the version, the reality, where you are experiencing your dreams and desires. Right? Again, I'm kimming this down. So we start deliberately putting our focus on our desire and doing our best to not listen to the fears. But that is what fearful thoughts are doing. It's kind of like the same thing, right? The fears just keep coming at you. So it's like affirmations. Why do we inherently believe those fears first? Why do we accept the fears and the doubts or the negativity so easily? Versus, if you like affirmations, what you're affirming, what you're consciously deciding for yourself. It's so easy to give into that fear. I'm going off on a tangent. I think that if every single one of you were to think right now about what you're manifesting, I bet that you have that still or that small, quiet voice in the back of your mind telling you that everything is going to be okay and you're going to have your desire too. But the fears seem louder. So you listen to those doubts more quickly, more easily, and from your conditioning. But I bet you all, no matter who is out there manifesting, I bet you all have that little voice and you just ignore it. Because it seems too easy to trust the small, quiet voice. Angela, you have started a zhuzh train. I'm so happy. And thank you for coming back here and updating us all and letting us know. I really think you should be sending me an email, though, and we'll do a video on you because you deserve it. And by the way, it's been 4 years for me. I hate to put that out. No, I like that you're being honest. By the way, it's been 4 years for me. I hate to put that out there in case anyone gets triggered by time. If they're triggered by time, I'm just going to be honest. That's not your fault. That is not your fault. In fact, you sharing how long you were working on it is going to help somebody else. Because maybe somebody else out there has been working on it for some time and they feel like they should give up because it's been so much time, blah, blah, blah. So you're encouraging someone. Don't feel bad. But my gosh, everything I've consciously manifested with SP is seriously manifesting in real time. Oh my God, I'm just so happy for you. So, so happy. And I just want to say one more thing too for Angela. I just want to say, when you're triggered by hearing someone else's success, okay, instead of being irritated with the person who has the success, you better face that trigger so you can get what you want. So you can get your manifestation. Face that fucking trigger. Quit pretending it's not there. Quit pretending it's not bothering you. Don't stuff it down. Listen, I know that there are so many of you out there, and I know you're there because I used to do this, that you are avoiding turning on your TV or turning on your YouTube. And if you see a certain creator's face, you immediately skim by because you're afraid you're going to hear something that's going to trigger you. And don't get me wrong. I understand, and I've talked about also having discernment with your mind, right? I wouldn't sit and listen to endless political fucking videos either, because I don't want that garbage in my mind. So there is discernment. But if you know you're boom, 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 fearing somebody saying something that might trigger you in what you're manifesting, face the trigger. Stop avoiding it. Address it. Face that bitch head on. That's how we transcend. That's how we transcend. That's how you get to make a new conscious decision for yourself. Not walking around with, on eggshells with blinders that someone's going to say a word that might set you off. No, 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 no. There's protecting your mind from garbage, and then there's I'm going to live in a glass house terrified that somebody's going to say something I don't like. Big difference. You know what I'm saying? Yes, don't stuff it down. Say it again. It's true. Manifesting works. I don't care what anyone says. I agree. Clearly, I agree with you, Gabs. Yes. I think it's a really important message. You can't live your life avoiding life. Can't. Because here's what I'm trying to say. Let me go on that a little bit deeper for 1 minute. Let's say, for instance, that you're someone that gets upset when you hear time, when you hear how long someone's been manifesting, and maybe it bothers you from any direction. So say it frustrates you when you hear someone who hasn't been working at this very long gets their manifestation really fast. So maybe that's something that bothers you. Maybe you get triggered by that. And we could think of all different reasons. We'll just say for one of the reasons is, well, what the hell? I've been working on this forever. They've been doing a hot minute and they get theirs. How come I didn't get mine? Blah, blah, blah. So every time you see a success story video, you fucking are afraid to watch it, to hear the encouragement, to hear more evidence that someone got their manifestation so high it works, that you spend the video worrying that they're going to mention the time frame. You're not protecting anything here. That's not using discernment. That's not you trying to, like I said, I use the political stuff for an example. That's you pretending that you aren't afraid of something that you're afraid of. So you're not going to ever outrun your true self, your true authentic self. You're not going to run it. So face it. Face that fear. Now, that doesn't mean you have to sit and watch a bunch of content you don't want to watch. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying face that damn fear. This is how you transcend. This is how you get what you want. You don't pretend that something doesn't bother you that bothers you. You willingly open yourself to it, surrender it. But not living in a glass house, because that is not going to help you, because you're not shifting your state. Just saying, you're not. Okay, let's see. Vincent Wall. Holy Vincent Wall, how are you? I feel like it's been 100 years. Member for 34 months, my friend. What I have been up to lately, it's been a year since I got my new job. Everything's doing okay till Saturday, as I watched a friend group implode in front of my eyes, and it disturbed me and threw me off my game. No! You watched a friend group implode. What I would do, I want you to ask yourself, how did that make you feel? How did it disturb you? What were the fears coming up? What did seeing this friend group implode, what did that mean to you? Now, if this friend group, I'm assuming this is your own friend group, right, Vincent? This is I'm assuming it's one of your own friend groups. Okay. So, did someone lose your trust? Did they break your trust? Did they do something that, they broke your trust? I'm sorry, all I see is your bra died. And I want you to know that I immediately was thinking of my own bra, and I'm thinking, what's going on? So thanks for that. It's a friend group I am once removed from. It's more like a bunch of, wait, it's more like broke a bunch of people's trust. Okay. So it made you feel horrible. Did it make you in any way lose hope for something? Did it change your opinion on certain people? And then I would ask myself, what are your beliefs about friendships and trust? And, again, I'm just trying to get as many details as I can. If it made you question trust, and my immediate reaction was go check on my friends and make sure that they were okay. Okay. And were they? Were they okay? I'm sorry, Vincent. The timing of everyone talking about the dying bra, I apologize. This is what I'm going to tell you, Vincent. Whatever this, watching this unfold, right? Not the friends in the friends group, but the friends I really consider friends, if that makes sense. And yes, they were okay. They actually talked to me about their problems and concerns. So they have trust in you. That's what that says to me. They took the time to talk about those type of things with you. They trust you. And if I were you, I would be telling yourself that you have a wonderful group of friends, people that you can trust in your life, people that love and respect you, just to keep yourself surrounded with good people. But, watching someone else's group implode never has to mean, because listen, all right, I think I'm getting what you're saying now too. Because we watch somebody else's friend group implode for all sorts of shitty reasons, and we're in the awareness that we're always experiencing our own reflection, that is an example of where I say, listen, when we say that you're manifesting or experiencing your reflection, it's not always carbon copy reflection. It might be the context. So it doesn't mean that your other friends are going to do something similar or that you're going to have the same experience with other friends. It might just be the reflection of beliefs you might hold about friends, about friend groups, or about yourself in friends. So try not to overthink it. I know that's easy for me to say, but I'm just saying, try not to overthink it and make a conscious decision for yourself what reality you're in, where you have loving friends, trustworthy friends. I'm glad you showed up today, Vincent. I feel like it's been forever. Not to mention, pretty sure you're on my reschedule list. We need to book your remaining sessions. Unless I'm mixing you up with someone, but I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure off memory, you're one of the peeps on the list. Not to force you to come talk to me or anything. I'm not saying that. But Hope, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. Been in no contact with SP for nearly 2 years. Found out that he recently has a girlfriend now. She has been hanging out with his family and friends. Okay, Hope. I politely say to you, so what does this mean? What does this mean to you? Does this mean all hope is lost? Hope? I hope that's not what you're thinking. So what? Do you think this is something permanent? Do you think because of this evidence, or we shouldn't even call it evidence, because you're having this experience, that this means that's it? Give up, pick somebody else? because it doesn't have to mean that if you don't want to. It's your reality. It's your choice. When we find out that someone we're manifesting has a third party, it's obviously a reflection of some beliefs and fears. So, what are your beliefs about relationships? What are your specific beliefs about that person? I don't mean the third party, I mean your specific person. Was there a fear that your person was going to find someone else or get with someone else because of the no contact? It does not have to mean you should give up on this person because they're with someone. And I know not everybody might agree with that answer, but it's the truth. Your specific person having someone else in this very brief moment, as twisted as it sounds, could be exactly what needs to happen for you two to get back together, as crazy as it sounds. I've seen the most wackadoodle circumstances bring people back together. And as far as the time, that means nothing. I know it's not fun. And I know being at this for 2 years, if you've been manifesting this person for 2 years, you might not like hearing about this. It might not make you feel good to think that your SP has brought this person around the family, which I understand. But how are you viewing that? Are you viewing it as, well, it just makes it more serious, more real? Because SP is bringing them around family? Because all of that is stories that you're layering on top of this. All of it really, truthfully, holds no meaning until you give it the meaning. So you gotta make a decision for yourself. Do you want to keep pursuing this or not? And the decision you make will be the right decision for you, right? It's not quitting if you decide to move on to manifest a different person. It's not quitting. And if you decide to keep going after this, then keep going after it. This is nothing. In the real world of muggles, this sounds like a big deal. A big deal. In the world of muggles. Not over here in manifestation land, it's not. See, when circumstances are in our reality, it is very, as in extremely easy to get lost in the circumstances and to keep focused on the circumstances and to see those circumstances as unmovable, unchangeable. When in fact, all you're doing is your awareness is just able to light up one reality at a time or one version of yourself at a time. You're looking at one reality, one circumstance out of the infinite. So bring your awareness to the reality you prefer so that this circumstance could get the hell on out, or it's really technically you leaving that behind as the new reality collapses in. It's all about where your awareness is. It's all about the awareness. So, if I were you and your decision, if it's to continue manifesting this person, try your best to disentangle yourself, untether yourself. If it's bothering you that it's around family friends. Okay. In my mind, I keep thinking they're becoming serious and it's scaring me. Understandable. It's understandable. I have been on and off for so long and we never got together, and this is his first girlfriend, so it scares me how he is bringing her around family and friends. Okay. Why? What is your belief about an SP or a significant other bringing someone around their family and friends? you think it means it's something more serious. It's something more definite. He must really care about, or she must really care about this person to bring him around the friends and family. Do you see how it's all just your own story, your own belief about what signifies something special in a relationship? It's a story. It's not a fact. So we got to disentangle this. We got to disentangle. Now, I'm not saying that you have to give up the belief about the friends and family, about being brought around the family. I'm not saying you have to change that belief. You can keep that belief for yourself, right? If you like that. Now, I'm not going to lie. That is one of my beliefs too. And I like that belief, that it means something more when they introduce you to the family. You can keep that, but we just have to disentangle you from that reality or that version of your specific person. There are infinite choices. So the less we're focused on that and get yourself back to focusing on the reality you prefer, the version of yourself that you prefer, the quicker we can say goodbye to that. And I know when I'm on here answering questions, it can sound very flippant, but I don't mean it flippant. Manifesting is easy. We make it hard when our feelings and emotions are involved on the touchy subjects, like specific person, money, health. Those things can feel very unchangeable. Or they feel like they're going to take forever to fix, or a series of events have to happen in order for the manifestation to come in. And it's just not true. It's the story we're giving it. It's the heaviness we're putting on it. So if I were you, I would get it out of my system. For me, that would be crying. I would get it out of my system, get the hurt out, instead of pretending it's not there or pretending it's not bothering you. Get it out, and then remember who the hell you are. Your true self, your true nature, unconditional love, unconditioned awareness, or pure, unadulterated consciousness. That's your true form. That's who you really are. From there, you're choosing, you're selecting. So who would you be in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship? I cried last night and this morning. Good, you're getting it out, Hope, good. Not that I'm happy that you're crying. I don't want anybody to cry and feel bad, but this is good. We're getting it out. You're not pretending. You're not stuffing it down. You're letting it out. This is what we want. We're letting it out. Now, every time you hear me say, all right, let's get our focus off of it, I don't mean that you can't be aware or that you have to shit yourself if thoughts about it come into your mind, because that's simply not true. You can be aware of what's happening in the physical around you, but we can see it as something that is not permanent, that is not staying, and doesn't hold the meaning we think it does. This is why I said earlier when I was answering you that as yucky as it might feel, or, to hear, maybe this circumstance is exactly what it takes for your person to realize, oh my God, I'm actually in love with Hope. Because it might actually be that. And we might not like that it's that particular circumstance. Now, granted, that circumstance is a reflection of an old belief system. But it will still be twisted and turned to bring you to your desired outcome. And that's the beauty of why we don't have to figure out how that's going to happen. All we need to do is select a version of ourselves and keep bringing our awareness back to that, or embodying that. And we got the power to do that at every given moment. Every new present moment is an opportunity for you to remember who you are. Source, unconditioned awareness to the identity. You're selecting every given moment and remembering. Think of it as you're just getting clearer and clearer and exactly what you want. When something is presented to you in 3D that we don't like, we don't love, good. Now you're getting really clear on what you do want, so that you are putting the focus on the version of yourself that you do want to be, or the reality you do want to experience. Nothing really holds the meanings that we've all been conditioned to think they do. We've been the ones putting meanings on things. This is nothing. Thank you, Kim. I also listened to your SP Rampage this afternoon too. It helps me really too. I'm going to do every day. You're the best. You helped me so much to stay on track in the past year. Well, Hope, I'm glad. I'm glad. And first of all, I think it's the SP Rampage. If you look through the comments, look at all the people who had successes from that. I'm not saying it's all because of my rampage. I'm saying they listened to it, they shifted their awareness, and things started grooving in their 3Ds because they shifted their state. Look how many people had successes or movement after listening to that. Why would you be any different? Why would you be any different? You're going to do it. It's going to work. And you'll come back just like Angela did in the beginning of this live stream, and you'll tell us, oh my God, it worked. I have my person. I have no idea why I was so worried. Everything worked out. Okay? Judging by poops whining, I think my boyfriend's home. I'm still going to finish a couple more, though. Monica, thank you very much. Kim, having a bad day, manifesting new job, got a lot of movement, 5 interviews, and crickets. Followed up today, rejected by 2. Now feeling discouraged. Can you also make a masterclass video for getting rid of 3P? Yes, I can, Monica. Yes, I can. It's funny how I was thinking about that earlier today, and look at you reflecting me. Instant validation. So yes to that 3P masterclass thing. Listen, the manifesting a new job got a lot of movement. 5 interviews, some crickets. So what, crickets? It's okay. Doesn't mean anything. Followed up today, rejected by 2. So there's still 3 others. This is not bad, Monica. This is good. I know rejection in any form doesn't feel good, but listen, we were not rejected for the sake of being rejected, right? Nothing's happening by coincidence. You stay on target by deciding to be the version of yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that making a lot of noise? Sorry. I realized it in mid-clap. Okay. You stay focused on being the version of yourself that has the most amazing job that you actually enjoy going to, and make the income you want to make, where you feel fulfilled. Listen, okay? No one can be rejected. No one, if they have a belief that they always get what they want. So this is not rejection. This is, those 2 jobs were not the most amazing jobs for you. Let's spin that around. Or if you were dead set on one of them, then let's get out of the mindset that you were rejected. Nothing is over until we're fulfilled. Nothing stops until we're fulfilled. So if you really, really wanted one of those 2 that you mentioned, then nothing has stopped. Manifestation is not over. We're not done here. We get back busy standing in our decision of who we are, and we get to know and trust. It is not a coincidence that I happen to have, let me bring it here, Neville quote on my computer. Thank you. Don't be anxious or concerned as to results. They will follow just as surely as day follows night. Look upon your desires, all of them, as the spoken words of God, and every word or desire a promise. So if you're going to have the most amazing job ever, where you get paid the income you want to get paid, then it's a promise, Monica. Okay? I mean, if one of those two jobs that you mistakenly felt rejected by, then we're not done. It's a promise. You get right back to identifying as the self who has the desire, who has it. You're an unstoppable force who gets what she wants. And listen, also in respect to the getting rid of a 3P, you are the version of yourself that is the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with your person. Period. That's who you are. You are the fulfilled version of yourself. And every single thing you're experiencing is a part of moving, shaping, stretching you into the version of self that can have those desires. Not because you're not meant to have your best life. No, you are meant to experience joy. You are meant to be happy. You are meant to have love. If you have a desire for something, you are meant to have it. I know to our logical thinkers, that sounds too good to be true. And it, the logical thinking, because this is what I used to think in my logical thinking days. I'm so grateful for not being logical anymore. Well, if everybody thought that way, I'm sorry, but not everybody can be a millionaire. Not everybody can have, the love of their life. You just don't always get what you want. Who the fuck said? Who said? Who said we can't have what we want? Who said it? Someone who didn't have what they wanted? So they slapped that conditioning on us? No. No, it's not our job to figure out how everybody else is going to be a millionaire. What matters is how ourselves are. Ourself. That's what we have to worry about, is self. And the story we're telling self. The story we're telling ourselves about every category of our life. Monica is telling the story of how she is working the most amazing job, making the money she wants to make. She's fulfilled in her career, and she is fulfilled in her love life and any other category she wants to talk about. That's the version of Monica that she is right now. Okay? Thanks, Kim. You are right. I want to leave my job soon, and I will come back and talk about my new job. And I know you will, Monica. You will get it. Remember what I said. When you go to, I know that you're working a job you're not loving. You've got to start telling yourself, I love that this is not my forever. I love that I'm going to be free from here. I love it. That's what I used to say to myself. And guess what? I got what I wanted. You're going to be free from there. It is not your forever. I love how I'm going to figure out how this particular job was a part of the orchestration of me getting the job I wanted. I can't wait till I can easily see that. Sorry, Poop was barking her balls off outside. Blessed Beauty, you're taking your 21-day challenge. Love it. If he let her outside without that leash, I'm going to have a public meltdown. Oh, no. Never mind. They're good. Oh, Lord. Okay. Happy Panda. Thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I've not tuned into you in ages, but quote you always. Oh, my God. Okay. Here I am to show your channel love today. Can I get a zhuzh, please, to shake my fear? Absolutely, Happy Panda. And I appreciate you stopping in to support my channel today. I very much appreciate that. I would love to know what quotes by me are running through your minds, though, because I am nosy, and I do find that funny. Like I'm living rent-free in your mind. That is hilarious. This is good. Job well done. No, just kidding. Okay, so a zhuzh to shake your fear. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of you not getting your manifestation? Did you just see the struggle into saying manifestation? Are you afraid you're not going to get it? Is there a story you're listening to? Listen, I know that we can get into the place of, I don't know how to say it, demonizing the ego. Your ego, it's not a demon, and it's not trying to ruin your life. Your ego was also created by Source, by God. It's a part of you. I think of the ego as your way to experience the physical. But the ego believes in separation. The ego believes. So in other words, my ego believes I'm Kimberly, and I'm nothing more but Kimberly. This one version of Kimberly. And the ego wants to be safe, wants me to be safe. And in the years that we live on this planet, we are conditioned. And our ego wants to do its job, help us keep experiencing the physical. The ego helps us to experience the physical as this self, as this individual self. Even though we're not individual, we're Source. Ego don't care about being Source. Ego cares about getting what Kimberly wants. Okay, so think of it that way for a moment. So the fears that come in, you might listen to those fears. You might hear them coming in our mind, and ego might respond to those fears. Poop has a brand new toy, so you're about to hear some noises in the background. Heads up. Okay. So if we've had experiences in life that are not favorable, your ego might remind you of them, might use them as evidence to validate the fears that are coming in. But that doesn't mean that those things, those beliefs, those fears are alive and true anymore. I'm trying to be serious, but I understand the noise all around us, and I am very sorry. I warned you. So whatever fears are coming in your mind right now, they are not fact. They are not truth. They're a thought. And you don't control those type of thoughts. They just come in, right? Thoughts just pop in your mind. That's not your fault. And that doesn't mean they're going to automatically manifest. Okay? They're options. Fears are options, just like good, happy thoughts are options. Just like when you think thoughts about your desired reality, those are options. Every single thought is an option to another reality. My boyfriend is very nicely trying to get Poop in her new toy out towards the garage, so it's a little quieter. That was all the scurrying you just heard. So, my fears sound like Poop's squeaky toy. I understand, right? Everybody gets thoughts, fearful thoughts, doubtful thoughts at some point in their life. Everyone experiences them. They're not our fault. We're not bad people or bad manifestors because shit thoughts pop in. But when you start seeing them for what they are, is nothing but options. They're options. Do we want to go to that reality? No, we're not choosing that option. That's really all you have to do. You don't even have to say that or think that when a thought comes in, but you have the power to decide for yourself what those thoughts mean. You have the power. So what I meant by that is you don't have to fight off your thoughts. You don't have to fight with them. unless it feels good, unless you enjoy saying something back every time you get a garbage thought. And that is fine. If it feels good to you, do it. It is exhausting to me. So that's not my style. They're just thoughts. They can't get in the way of anything unless you give it the authority to. And by the authority, I mean your agreement with it. And I don't think you're in agreement with fears. So, number one, if it's a fear that is connected to some previous garbage experiences, your ego is trying to keep you safe. And we don't need its help other than to experience reality. So it's not anything to panic over or to feel bad about. And if fears are coming in and they're getting an emotional response out of you, let it out then. Let it out. Let the tears out. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. If it were a bad thing, I would have nothing. I would have manifested nothing but garbage. Just saying. Hi, Rosa. Let's see. Velvet B, thank you very much. Mint in subject line just sent you so we can reschedule our sessions. I'm not in great place and no other coach compares to you, Kim. Love, Mint. Mint, I think this is Mint. Mint in subject line. Just sent you. I see what, never mind. I see what you're saying. I think you mean that you sent me an email. So that's what it means, Mint in subject line. Good, because you're on my list. This makes me very happy. I'm very excited. I am dying to catch up with you. And thank you very much for that very nice comment. That was very nice. That was very nice. Oh, I'm so excited. This is a good day. Look, we got old friends showing up today. That puts me in such a good mood. All right. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Miss Dana DiLorenzo, member for 10 months. Thank you very much. Hiya, Kim. New SP said something I didn't like too much yesterday, but I'm persisting. He stopped good morning texts for over a week, but they started back up today. Of course, I know the man is so in love with me. I'm not worried. Good. Because you have no reason to be. Good. All right, new SP said something I didn't like too much yesterday, but I'm persisting. Good. He stopped good morning text for over a week, but they started back up today. Of course, I know the man is don't love me. Good. All right, so whatever this person said to you yesterday, and you say, I'm persisting. Sorry, that's the hose being turned on outside. I know you hear it. I warned you all that when my man comes home, it gets loud and chaosy here. I warned you. Okay. Whatever he said that you said, you're persisting in, can I just say, remember what persisting is? Persisting is not, and you didn't say this, so don't think that I'm coming at you, but I want everybody else to hear this. I'm persisting. Persisting means, he said not ready for a relationship is what he told me. Okay, we'll come back to that. Remember that persisting means you're persisting in your new story, your new reality, your new identity, your new self. Persisting isn't, I'm pretending to not be upset about something that's really upsetting me. I'm persisting. I'm pretending I'm not bothered by my 3D reality. I'm persisting. That's not persisting. If something bothers you, it's okay to have your emotional response to it. From there, we figure out why it bothers you, what it means. So Dana, coming back to you. All right, so he said he's not, you said, ready for a relationship. If that is something that we have had in the past, we'll call it rejected in the past. So hearing him verbalize something similar can be upsetting. That, to me, is a check-in moment. Who are you? Who are you? Mr. SP is not ready. You're not ready for a relationship. Okay. Okay. Again, we're not pretending it doesn't bother. If it bothers you, get it out of your system. Once the tears have come out, now we get back to who are you? Who are you? Do we have to worry about interacting with a version of someone who says they're not ready for a relationship? You're not ready for a relationship. Oh, you're not ready? You're not ready for, oh, you book your relationships? You're not ready? Bleh. Whatever. You are the version of self in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. And what is your life like being in this most loving relationship? What's it like? What's it like living in the reality where you are happily pursued, loved, adored, cherished? What's it like feeling like that? What's a day in your life like knowing that you're in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship? And the more you focus on who that is, that version of yourself, putting the focus on her versus the reality of, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Are you not ready? I'm sorry. It's just so irritating. I'm not ready for a relationship. Whatever, dude. You're reflecting my hot and cold beliefs is what you're doing. You're going to be fucking ready. Going back to focusing on the version of yourself in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. We are all conditioned kind of like to hang on to the strings of the reality where we're hanging on their word. We're hanging on their word, how they're feeling, how they're showing up. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that their feelings and shit don't matter. It's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that how, as muggles, we're conditioned is this person has said they're not ready for a relationship. Therefore, I can't be the version of me in a relationship because my 3D is saying he's not ready for a relationship. So I'm not that self. And that's how we keep manifesting the same fucking experiences over and over and over and over. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, Dana, I don't mean that specifically to you. I'm just saying in general. Kevin Donnelly, best comment ever, and it's so true. Not to mention, there are people, wait, hold on, it went by so fast. There are people who are butt ugly, who still assume they get whatever they want, whoever they want, and they do. And he's so right. Because that's the thing, is they think highly of themselves. They think good about themselves. They've got beliefs that of course they're going to have a beautiful relationship, of course, right? So what matters is we're getting your focus, your awareness off of that reality. Bleh. Bleh. That's what I think of, that reality. And we're back on getting into our imagination, focused on the version of you who never gets comments like that. You don't get responses like that. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I could say so much more, but I won't. So. LMAO, Kevin. That's facts. Look at Pete Davidson. She's right. She's right. Yes, ma'am. He can come to the goddess. Yes. We're not hanging on to him. We're not hanging on to see if he texts us. No. No, you don't have to do that as a woman who is pursued, as a woman who is chosen, as a woman who thinks she's worthy and deserving of a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. And remember, everyone, your specific person thinks what you're thinking in the context of what you're thinking. So we are not thinking about, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm doing that for you. No, just teasing. We're not thinking that. We don't care. We are the versions of ourselves in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. We are in the awareness of knowing we are source. We know who we are, unconditional love first from their identity. We are choosing the identity of a woman in a loving, fulfilling relationship where we are cherished, adored. They are grateful to be in the relationship, not their bloody text messages of, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Maybe she's not ready for a relationship with you. You ever think that? Maybe she's not. Turd. Anyway, I was just thinking my SP's in a dumbass. Guess I better rethink that one. Yeah, you might. Remember, how we think of our specific person is how they show up. We are in connection at all times. Everyone is connected to consciousness. They think what you think. When you're thinking doubts, when you're thinking worries, when you're questioning whether they really like you or whether they really want to be in a love relationship with you, number one, that's screaming at you, you need to check in with what you believe about yourself and what you're worthy and deserving of. And we have to start describing them in the way that we would like them to show up. That's how we make our selection out of the infinite, out of the quantum field. That's how we select. We don't want to select a version that's, I'm not ready for a relationship. We don't want that. Okay, good. Go back to your unfulfilled reality. We'll come over here. Good. Thanks for the heads up. I'm going to pick a different version. Seriously. Yeah, so probably not, dumbass. Probably not. Isn't there a danger that when we change our self-concept, we'll see our SP as unworthy of us and no longer give a rat's ass? I wouldn't call that a danger, but I have seen it happen, yes. Yeah, better version, this one can go cry. Just saying. But yeah, I have seen it. I've said it before in videos. It's kind of like a perfectly split 50-50. I've seen people start focusing on a more, thinking of more highly of themselves version. And they still bring in an amazing version of their specific person. And I've seen it go in the direction where they choose not to be with their SP1. I've seen that too. And in my, I guess, the way I see that when that happens is it can be very likely that they were never really head over heels in love with that person to begin with. It's just because at the time, their beliefs about themselves didn't think they could bring in someone better than that specific person. And the more they start loving on themselves, seeing themselves as worthy and deserving of a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, they start seeing their specific person as, what did I ever see in you? Yeah, it happens. Now, you could just bring in a different version of your specific person. That can happen. Some people don't want to. And I don't think that's bad. I don't think that that's them giving up either. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. If you don't want someone, you don't want them. I just want to manifest to be financially free, but I'd never tell anyone in 3D how much money I have. Just my dogs. I don't blame you. I would keep it to myself. I'm not going to tell everybody what your bank account says, right? Wish fulfilled state. I'm creating faster than the bot can keep up. Saw his name written in the sky upon waking this morning. Extra crazy close feeling, razor sharp focus right now. Well done. That's pretty fucking awesome. I'm dying to hear about you seeing his name in the sky. What is that? God, I love manifestation. They are connected to us at all times. But not just them, everyone. You want to hear, I recorded a video today about it. Well, I mean, not specifically about this, but about what they think when we're thinking about them type of video. I had the most random, me and my boyfriend and I, we have those kind of moments all the time. So like my examples are getting more and more random. All right, so not last night, the night before. I couldn't fall asleep. We were in bed, he passed out. I couldn't fall asleep. So I can't even believe I'm sharing this detail, but so I had the sheet pulled up over my head so I could watch my phone and not have the glare of my phone or the light from it wake him up. So the volume on my phone was not up. Nope, there was no volume. I was just reading on the most random subject. Don't judge me. But I got ADHD, so sometimes I go on those super focus moments. I'm hyper focused about useless information. And it was about Kenny Loggins. I was just thinking about Kenny Loggins for some reason. The next morning, don't judge me for the Kenny Loggins. The next morning, he comes out in the kitchen and he's singing, "Don't fight it, don't fight it." When he sang it, I didn't recognize it. I didn't remember it. And I looked at him, I'm like, "What are you singing?" And he starts singing it again. And he sings part more of the song. And I'm like, "I don't remember that song." And he's like, "Yeah, it was something by Kenny Loggins." I'm like, "What did you just say? What did you just say?" So I immediately Googled it, and it was by Kenny Loggins. Come on. We have moments like that all the time. All the time. We are connected at all times. Connected. There's nothing against Kenny Loggins. I'm just saying, me going on a deep dive for no reason, by the way. There was no reason. He just popped up into my mind. I'm not opposed to saying that maybe my man from his reality was thinking about Kenny Loggins, and that's why I started thinking of Kenny Loggins. Maybe he was dreaming about Kenny Loggins. Oh, Lord. It was funny. I keep seeing him transliterated in Arabic. What? Last night, crazy dreams where my mom had dementia, not what she passed from. Huge black panthers, like my dog fell from sky, then his name in Sanskrit. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, my friends, your girl must go. Thank you very much for being here with me on this fabulous Manifestation Monday. I hope you're all doing well. To my channel members, I'll see you tomorrow evening. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your night. And remember who you are. Remember who you're focused on being. Remember that matters. Who you are, who you believe you are matters. Right? That's what's dictating your experience, what you believe about yourself. So if you don't have what you want, and you've been focused on the fear of not having what you want, here's your new moment opportunity. There is nothing in the way to your desire. Nothing. No one and no thing can get in the way. So what story are you really telling about it? What do you really believe? And if it's unfavorable, fresh new moment for you to hop into the reality you choose. Okay? All right. I love you all. I'll see you all probably tomorrow.